Marie Curie was a pioneering physicist and chemist whose groundbreaking research on radioactivity earned her two Nobel Prizes, one in physics and the other in chemistry. Known for her intense focus, discipline, and resilience, Curie's personality was marked by a deep dedication to science and an unwavering commitment to her work. Despite the immense challenges she faces as a woman in a male-dominated field, Curie maintained an extraordinary level of humility, often downplaying her achievements and focusing solely on her research. People who knew Curie personally describe her as quiet and reserved, yet incredibly determined. Her husband, Pierre Curie, once remarked on her exceptional perseverance and capacity for hard work, qualities that would define her scientific career. Even after his tragic death, Marie continued their work with unrelenting resolve, embodying a stoic attitude towards personal hardships. She famously said, "Nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. Now in the time to understand more, so that we may fear less," reflecting her belief in the power of knowledge over fear. Curie was not only intellectually brilliant but also emotionally strong, managing the demands of being a mother and a scientist with remarkable efficiency. Her colleague Albert Einstein admired her as one of the few people who were unaffected by fame, praising her integrity and modesty. However, her intense focus on her work often came at the expense of her health, as prolonged exposure to radiation eventually led to her death from aplastic anemia. Analysts and historians often highlight Curie's single-minded dedication to science as both her greatest strength and a source of personal sacrifice. Her life was a testament to the power of perseverance, intellect, and an unyielding commitment to progress, regardless of the obstacles faced. Her legacy continues to inspire generations of scientists, particularly women, who see in her a model of resilience and excellence in the pursuit of knowledge. She was an intensely focused and driven individual, often described as possessing a near obsessive dedication to her scientific work. In her field, she was known for her meticulous approach to research, demonstrating exceptional attention to detail and a strong preference for empirical evidence. Marie was not one of the conventional social pleasantries. She found small talk and superficial social engagements tedious, preferring instead to focus on her experiments. She disliked distractions from her work and often avoided public attention, even as she became a global scientific icon. Her preference for simplicity extended to her personal life. She eschewed luxury and remained modest, even as her fame grew. Curie excelled at rigorous scientific investigation and had a natural talent for overcoming complex problems, often pushing the boundaries for what was known. However, she was less adept at public relations or managing the growing demands placed upon her as her fame increased. The public and media scrutiny was something she found particularly distressing. In summary, she was a pioneering figure who broke barriers not only through her discoveries, but also through her steadfast commitment to the pursuit of knowledge, often at a great personal cost. Her legacy is one of perseverance, innovation, and an unshakable belief in the power of science to better the world. Marie Curie's personality aligns well with the contemplator archetype, centered on her dominant introverted thinking and auxiliary introverted intuition. Throughout her career, Marie was deeply analytical, often retreating into her own thought processes to solve complex scientific problems. Her TI enabled her to break down the abstract principles of radioactivity with precision, while her NI allowed her to see the broader implications of her work. This combination of functions highlights her ability to synthesize information into a cohesive, long-term vision, essential for the groundbreaking discoveries she made in physics and chemistry. Her achievements in physics and chemistry required a profound understanding of underlying principles coupled with the visionary ability to perceive connections others did not see. Her personal and professional life was characterized by intense focus and intellectual rigor. Curie's work ethic was famously unwavering, often working late into the night in harsh conditions. This dedication reflects an NI guiding her vision and her TI driving her methodical approach. In the lab, Curie's deep intuition often came into play as she experimented in new substances, foreseeing the revolutionary implications of her discoveries long before others could grasp them. Curie's unconscious extroverted sensation was expressed in her willingness to engage directly with physical materials, handling dangerous radioactive substances without fully knowing the risks. Her SE didn't manifest as a fully developed function, but more as a necessary extension of her thought processes, allowing her to engage with the material world to test her theories. This unconscious SE shows up in her bravery and sometimes reckless approach to experimentation, immersing herself in the details of her research. Though she was less outwardly expressive, her work had significant and lasting impact on the world, reflecting the SE expression and the practical applications of her discoveries. Extroverted feeling was her inferior function. Her approach to the emotional realm was more reserved, aligning with her preference for logic and insight over interpersonal engagement. This focus on scientific progress over emotional connections is evident in her minimum engagement with the public, choosing to let her work speak for itself rather than seek recognition. Curie disliked distractions and superficiality, as her life was marked by an intense focus on achieving meaningful, lasting contributions to science. Despite the personal hardships she faced, such as losing her husband, she persevered, channeling her experiences into her scientific work. She exemplified the NATO developmental path, where her two introverted functions, TI and NI, dominated her psyche. Her extroverted functions likely remained mostly unconscious throughout her life. Her intellectual brilliance, tenacity, and enduring curiosity all underscore her alignment with the contemplator archetype, a figure deeply introspective, yet capable of translating abstract thought into groundbreaking discoveries.